That was my goal.
Everybody, welcome to Indiana Success Happy Hour. Brian Quinlan here from Daniels Real Estate.
To Brad Niccum from Nest Mortgage Group and Tasting Tequila with Brad.
Exactly. And you'll notice there's a furry gentleman sitting next to me. Sir, tell the folks who you are.
I am Tommy Lynch, head brewer of Grand Junction Brewing in Westfield, Indiana.
Brad, it's a beer show.
I love it, and I'm wearing a beer shirt.
I know we're repping Grand Junction Brewing. Thanks to Tommy hooking us up today. Beer and gear. Kevin, I'm just gonna say I may have a new favorite beer person on the show. That just throwing that out to you, Sun King, buddy.
Keg is empty.
Oh well, we're gonna have to hook that up too. I have not yet, but I do need to go back and visit. Okay, starting the show here, I said you have a tequila here I've never seen before.
Is that an absolutely cool bottle?
It's a very fancy bottle.
Check that out. So this is it is a Siempre tequila, and this is an exclusivo like Viva or Muerto, and this is called Conexiones, right? And this is Doug Price, the owner and curator of the Agave Social Club. So Doug works on a lot of special barrel projects and special tequila bottles projects. So this is one where he actually chose the entire profile. So like what I got to do with Cultura 100 and I chose with a group of people, it was all him. Sergio and Alex said, you pick and you tell us which one you want. It was totally up to him. So he chose it and it came out. It was it came out early for all the Agave Social Club members, and then it sold out quickly after it went with everybody. And there's going to be 4 bottles of this, or 4 different versions. There's going to be a Blanco, a Repo, an Añejo, and an Extra Añejo. And this is at 50 ABV, so it's 100 proof. Nice. I was lucky enough to get bottle number 29. And I think that bottle over there's a 6. I got 2 of them because it's so good.
Very nice. Cool.
And it is one of the best. Actually, it is my highest rated Blanco or high proof tequila on Agave Matchmaker. And it is absolutely phenomenal. Made with an orange citrus yeast. And if you remember when I had the squishy bottles that Sergio gave me,
I'll say yes.
Actually, I do. Those plastic bottles. Yeah. The 2 of them I liked the best was sake yeast and the orange citrus yeast. So that's where that came from. So really good tequila. I'd love to tell you to run out and get a bottle of this, but sold out. Can't get it.
Wah, wah.
So tell me what you're drinking over there, because that was a long-winded explanation for me.
Tommy brought me some beers, which is great. And he threw in a couple of cans of Not Your Grandma's Pumpkin Ale. And I was interested. I was like, interesting. And you can talk well more about this than I can. And I want to throw this out there. Our man, Kevin Smolar from Sun King, he said his favorite beer to make is their Oktoberfest. Mm-hmm. And I'm usually not a big pumpkin guy, but that one I will say was really good. This is fantastic. So tell the folks about this one, and then you're going to talk about Squirrel over there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Not Your Grandma's Pumpkin Ale is our seasonal pumpkin spice ale. I, like you were sharing, I feel the same way. I get it a lot. I'm not a big pumpkin fan. I don't seek pumpkin beers out. This was the beer we make at GJ to check that box every fall, to serve it alongside an Oktoberfest that we have as well. We entered this beer in the World Beer Cup competition earlier this year. And there were 30 plus pumpkin spice beers around the world, and ours received the gold medal at that competition.
What?
So the greatest pumpkin beer on planet Earth is kind of the tagline. I feel really weird saying it. It's such a bizarre flex, I guess, but
yeah,
that's a flex.
A very prestigious gold medal for sure.
That's awesome.
Can you grab one of them little glasses and give me a little sip of it?
Why, sure.
I'm sure a little sip isn't going to kill me, and I'd love to taste it.
Well,
that's a good pour there, Brian.
You're welcome. You said a little sip. I don't want to poison you, Mr. Gluten-Free. All right. Well, while he's sniffing that thing,
pumpkin pie, and
that's
amazing.
It is all pumpkin spice. There's no actual pumpkin or yam in it. So it is allspice, cinnamon, brown sugar, ginger, nutmeg, vanilla. So it is all the pumpkin spice seasoning mashed in an 8% American amber ale.
Do you have like thousands of drunk soccer moms hanging out at the distillery all the time?
It's funny enough. So the ABV on it, as we brewed it, all the sugars that were added to it, the ABV really spiked up. So if it was up to me, this beer shouldn't be 8%. But as we brewed it last year, call it a happy little accident. And then obviously with the reputation that it's got now, I obviously can't backtrack. But yeah, it has been one of those. We've kind of put a disclaimer on it of like, hey, this beer's good. Drink with caution. It's not one you want to have 2 or 3. That it's not a beer you'll have a couple and have to make some more decisions afterwards.
I picture high heels, skirts, and bras everywhere around the distillery after this is being served, and maybe a few soccer balls.
Sure.
That's awesome. All right. Now you have a different Grand Junction Brewing beer. What you got there?
Yeah, so I'm drinking on Squirrel Stampede. This is our English nut brown ale.
Oh, nuts.
Arguably, probably well done. Well played. This one's probably my favorite of the Reputar GJ. 5.5% English nut brown. That nutty, malty European beer. Full flavor, light body, approachable ABV. So this is the one I like to sip on in my free time. So sharing this with you.
What's ABV on that one?
About 5.5.
All right.
And I don't know if I mentioned up, mine is 50% ABV.
All right. Well, Tommy,
Cheers.
thanks for coming out here today.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
The terrible traffic to get here today.
And our fantastic weather. Gosh, has it been this cold this early?
Cold, but at least today was sunny.
Not since 2005, if you want to know the truth about it. The
Early
largest snow cover since 2005.
Early winter. I don't appreciate it.
Hmm.
All right, Tommy. So you are with Grand Junction Brewing, located in
Westfield, Indiana.
Westfield, Indiana. And I've had several of the beers on the show. The 7th Inning Stretch. I think I've had the Dirty Dancing, Mulligan, at least those 3, if not 1 or 2 others. So I'm a fan, which is why you're here.
Appreciate that.
And you and I met at the Foaling Warehouse when it was Full Fest a couple weeks ago.
Can you tell everybody what foaling is?
I can. It's also going to be another episode because we're going to have the general manager from Foaling Warehouse. It's actually our next guest tonight.
Cool.
Tease it.
So Eric will be on the show to talk to us about Foaling Warehouse. So Foaling is, I don't know, kind of a cross between playing catch with footballs and cornhole and bowling. A lot of people want to call it fouling, which I understand because it's Fowling, but it's actually foaling. It's bowling with the letter F. What you're doing is you have a platform with 10 bowling pins set up on it, and you are throwing footballs back and forth, trying to knock down all 10 pins in as few throws as you can. It does require a bit of accuracy, would you say?
Very much so. It is deceiving the level of difficulty.
For real.
How far away is this?
I want to say you're probably 15 yards or so away from the other
15
board.
yards.
Yeah, I'd say a little further than cornhole. Distance a little further than that. Again,
is
kind
it
of
cornhole 30 feet, 36
cornhole,
feet?
I think is no, it's shorter than that. I think it's more like 20 or 22 or something.
Yeah,
Again, I don't know that either. But anyway, so they had their beer festival called Full Fest a few weeks ago. I've gone to that, I think, almost each year that it existed. Might have missed either way. And a bunch of brewers there. And I was like, I got to talk to the guys at Grand Junction because I'm a big fan. So
appreciate that.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Did you participate in the Full Fest while we're on that topic?
We did, yeah. So our owner and myself teamed up for the tournament. I think we won 2 of our rounds. We defeated Gas City Brewing and Blockheads up north. And then Wooden Bear from Greenfield, they put us in our place very quickly in the 3rd round. So there's a reason they've won it a couple of times.
Okay. Who ended up winning?
I believe Hog Molly did out of Columbus. So Hog Molly and Wooden Bear, I believe, are the only breweries to win the tournament the 4 or 5 years it's existed. So and it definitely showed watching them face each other.
They're good beers too. So
absolutely.
Well, cool. Glad you participated there.
Foaling distance 48 feet.
Wow, really? Okay.
And the cornhole distance 27 feet.
All right. Well, thanks to Google for that.
Chat
GPT, of course. All right. So let's get a little background on you. What's kind of your background? Where are you from? Where'd you grow up? How'd you get to where you are now?
Yeah. Grew up in French Lick, Indiana.
Shout out French Lick.
You know Larry Bird?
I had the chance to meet him once. I believe I was like 6 or 7, and my only memory was just kind of doing.
He was tall.
I think I was at like his kneecap when we met.
Yeah, he's 6'9".
He was very tall. Yeah, grew up in French Lick. Went to Indiana State in Terre Haute for my undergrad and graduate degrees. So I'm a 2-time Sycamore. Go Trees.
Right.
After attending ISU,
Well, I got to ask, because we're going to, you're a brewer now. What was your major?
I started as an education major.
I
had every high school jock's dream of going back home and being the next football coach and coaching PE, or I don't remember what subject I checked the box on, but I was going to go home to be the next coach. Then I realized that teaching involved, the teaching element with the students. And once they put me in there, that wasn't my future.
I did that for 20 years. Just
kudos and respect.
Thank you.
Yeah, kudos to that. So I ended up getting a communication. I knew that as I realized teaching younger students weren't for me, I went into my master's program for higher education. So I really fell in love with the college experience, administrative roles. I was a hall director for years. I was a recruiter for some years. Spent some time in Illinois. My last position was at Purdue. I was a recruiter, general admissions, not sports. Just general admission. I get that a lot.
I bet.
With Purdue, they've got a specific crew looking for your Zach Eady's and Braden Smiths.
They do, yeah.
So I was in Nashville talking to your 5.0.
You a farmer?
Do you want to go to space? Check. Those questions that I couldn't even answer, but I'm asking these 16-year-olds that were.
You want to drive a train?
So
an engineer, right?
I got it.
Engineer.
Yeah.
So I recruited for Purdue for a couple of years. I accepted my job to Purdue on March 1st of 2020.
Oh, good timing.
And then I was back at Indiana State recruiting for them, accepted the job at Purdue. 10 days later, the world shut down.
Yep.
And so Purdue was like, hey,
you want to drive a train?
So that in a nutshell was my Purdue experience. I eventually made it to Lafayette in, I think, August, as obviously people are navigating the COVID experience. And so I moved to Lafayette, got an apartment, lived by myself, didn't know anybody up there, wasn't allowed to go to campus, had to, do everything from my laptop.
That's a delightful place to be when you can't go to campus and do all that fun stuff.
Yeah, missing out on all the fun things that,
the guy parties.
Exactly. All the engineers.
I grew up a Purdue fan, so I was really excited to finally be on campus, go to the ball games. I was, for me, I was kind of living through my younger self's dreams.
Heck yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh yeah, there's no sports this year.
There's no sports."
I'm like, "Gosh,
it's really."
I don't know if you know this, but we removed fun from our vocabulary.
I remember that like it was yesterday. And so so I settled in Lafayette. At the time, I could tell that I was kind of at that crossroads of I enjoy what I'm doing. I don't love it anymore. COVID obviously is an element. And so I got to the point where it's like, I need to find something to do with my free time. I can't watch any more movies. I can't play. I've beat all my video games. I got to find some to pass the time. And so I picked up homebrewing, the plastic carboys, the kettle on the stovetop.
It's not paying for it.
And a lot of the breweries in the time were doing a lot of your to-go deals. You'd pull up, they'd bring you the crowler. Shout out Taze River, Crasian, Lafayette Brew Co., those guys up in Lafayette. So I found myself at home on a very simplistic scale, kind of hearing what you do with the tequilas. At the time I was a Mick Ultra Busch Light drinker. So, what's an IPA? What's an amber ale? What's a brown ale? So picking styles, bringing them home, drinking them, like that, love that, hate that. And so as things started kind of picking back up, I realized that really, it was cool to be at Purdue, but that just wasn't my calling. And I just happened to run into, I was actually at a beer festival and I ran into the owner of GJ, struck up a conversation. He was looking for somebody to mop floors and wash kegs and
that sounds terrific.
Pick up the heavy grains. And they were looking more for my back to do the heavy lifting. So the other guys didn't have to. And I said, please sign me up. I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
And so I started fall of 22 as the keg washer, the floor mopper, when we got done on brew days, I'd scoop all the grains out and get them out of the way. And I just stayed really nosy, looking over shoulders, asking questions, and turnover happens. And so now I've been the head brewer at GJ since last August, so about a year and a half now.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah. What an odd route to get to where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's for me, it's unique. Thinking on my experience, I get the question a lot. Well, how long have you been brewing? 3 years, 4
exactly,
years.
Yeah.
I don't have that long-winded experience. It's, I was the COVID hobbyist. I think I did maybe 6 or 8 extract kits in my apartment. Half of them ended up on my winter coat. I'd put them in the closet, shut the door. I'd come, wake up the next morning. And, the amount of times I took my coats to the dry cleaners because they were covered in wart and stuff like. So I
This
was
one might have been good.
yeah, I wasn't even a good home brewer. So that's the perspective of how I made it this far.
Sounds like he may have discovered a gluten-free beer in the sleeve of his coat. He
You know,
had no
I didn't
idea.
even know it. Yeah.
Could have just wrung that out, get
wrung
some
it out.
gluten-free beer out of it.
I could have, yeah.
So, GJ, how long has Grand Junction been around?
We just celebrated 11 years back in April. So we're in the process of looking at, celebrating year number 12 this April. So we're one of the, been around for a minute. With the industry, you see a lot opening, you see a lot closing. So we take a lot of pride and we don't take it for granted. We've been able to celebrate 11 years. There's been a lot of partners and friends that, have not been able to celebrate this. So we're privileged and lucky to be able to say we're going on year number 12.
In the summertime, you guys have like live music and barbecue and like some
I was
really,
gonna
really
go.
great food, right?
We do, yeah. So we've got live music year round. In the summertime, we've got the full bands up on stage. In the wintertime, it's more of the acoustic sets,
Gotcha.
the bar stool sets. We do have a new chef that's just come in the last couple months. So we are working on revamping our kitchen. We had a barbecue set up a couple years ago. The folks that we worked with, we parted ways in 2023. So it's been kind of an in-house operation. We're still working on finding our identity with our kitchen. But we've brought in a new chef who's been with us about 2 months now, and really kind of seeing his vision. What can we do with our space that wasn't built to be a kitchen, but what can we do with it? I think there's some really exciting things coming. We're going to do some experiments this winter. Look for us this spring. I think it's going to be some cool stuff coming.
I've seen the Jay Baker band and ate a bunch of barbecue one time there. So it was fantastic.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Awesome.
You know the Jay Baker band.
I do.
We should
I've
have
seen
Jay
them.
on the show.
Well, Jay.
We'd
I
have to
don't.
film on like a Sunday morning.
Well, that's okay. You can film it at Clayton's.
We could do that.
Let me see. So would you consider like growing up, like looking back? Okay, now you make beer, and I would assume you have a pretty distinct taste palette. Looking back on your younger days, would you say that you were, I don't know, a foodie or somebody who could always just kind of pick out flavors of things?
I would say that I wasn't. If my mother was here or my father, they would both tell you I was probably one of the pickiest eaters.
Excellent. There's hope for me.
There's not.
Yeah, never did have the palate. And again, even up until pre-COVID, there really wasn't that interest in craft beer. I was in Terre Haute. There's Terre Haute Brew Co. It was fun to go there because it was a place to hang out.
Yeah.
Their beer was good. And I still say their beer's good. At that time perspective, I didn't know any better.
Sure.
I don't say that to throw any shade. I'd still go and absolutely promote the work they're doing.
Terre Haute does have a distinctive smell.
Oh, very much so. I will say though, living there for 10 years, that smell, it hasn't been around for a while. So I want to stand up for, what I would call my second home.
The Creosote dog food factory doesn't really mess the town up like it did 15 years ago.
Exactly. See, you say 15. I mean, we're going on. It's been 15 years since I've been there. So I'm
even further back.
I'm going to stand up for Terre Haute. They get it a lot. I consider myself a Hoshin the time I've spent there. So,
okay, wait, back
A
up.
Hoshin.
That's what someone is from Terre Haute?
Why not?
A
Hoshin.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know? So, doing math on how old you are from sitting here and knowing that you're probably younger than my youngest child. When Steve Martin first came on Saturday Night Live, he actually pointed out that Terre Haute was the armpit of America.
That nickname stuck like glue because you still hear that today.
But if you go back to the 80s when the Creosote factory was right there by the bridge.
Yes.
And the Purina factory was just down the road.
Right.
It was not like you were happy to get to Effingham.
Right.
Like, oh, at least this place smells like Effingham. It's so much better than Terre Haute. But you're right. Terre Haute hasn't had that distinct odor in many years.
It's a legacy they'll never leave.
Yeah.
But
famous though.
It is, and Steve Martin still brings them up today. They still have that ongoing rivalry.
He never says anything about Martinsville.
Nope.
It's the best place in Indiana, I would think he would say.
Would he? A lot of banjo players there.
Martinsville. Come on now.
A lot of banjo players there.
There's that, potentially. Okay, you said you were a longtime Purdue fan?
I was,
but grew up in Terre Haute.
Yeah, grew up in French Lake, went to Terre Haute.
Oh, that's right.
Wait,
Sorry.
how did you skip right over his college? The one that's doing football right now.
Yeah, doing really well in football. I want to say I grew up that Rebel. It's being way too dramatic. Everybody's an IU fan south of south of I-70.
South of here. Yeah, sure.
There's that distinctive line, and I don't know why. I don't have that specific story, but everybody wore candy stripe pants. Everybody adored Bobby Knight.
Candy stripe pants. He wore those yesterday.
Not throwing shade to you at all. I grew up in Illinois. Could not stand the University of Illinois. I could not tell you why.
Yeah, I don't have that story. There wasn't that moment. There isn't that person. There's no reason. But I think for me, I think back to that age of like sports identity. I'm gonna be a Colts fan. I'm gonna be a Purdue fan. That was the Robbie Hummel era. That was the Baby Boilers.
So good.
I mean, how fun was that? So it's and I didn't pick them because of that. But it's like, okay, everybody's cheering for IU, so I obviously have to do Purdue. I didn't know the first thing about them, so it's like, all right, let me turn on the first game, and they're 4th ranked in the country.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm picking a good team.
Yeah, they were so good.
So really, I blame Robbie and Jawan and the Baby Boilers. That
wasn't a sports guy, right? So coming out of high school, going into college, Ball State was my favorite. Mm-hmm. That was Playboy magazine's #1 party college in the United States.
Yeah, chirp.
And then IU was like number 9, and then. There were 8 guys in the hot tub when I went to Purdue, so it wasn't near as fun.
That's not the same party.
It was a completely different partying, So it was like, I'm back to IU, Ball State. Wasted you or Ball U. Those were the names of Ball State back in the day.
Sure.
But the partying, I guess, isn't as fun when you're 56 years old. You are old. I am old.
Okay, since we're talking about college, maybe we ought to bust out some shots. We haven't done that on the show in a while.
We haven't. And shots, that sounds fun. I even have some shot glasses.
All right, let's go. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
I'm Brian, your Indianapolis realtor. If you are looking to buy or sell a house in the Indy area, I'm your guy. If you're coming from out of state, want to make a move to the Indy area, I'm your guy. Check out the show notes for a link. We can get in touch and get you started. Thanks for watching. Now back to the show.
We're back. And magically, Zumbador appeared here on the stage. Tommy was having a tough time coming up with the tequila to choose.
So many options.
As you say, you don't know a ton about tequila.
Yeah. I'm intrigued. But...
Yeah, and it can be absolutely overwhelming as you're here at the bar, and that's obvious if y'all ever show up. So I said, let's give him something he can find locally.
Zumbador.
Boom. Zumbador. Brad, let's hear some info about Zumbador.
Zumbador, owned by Roberto Lopez and some other partners. Roberto is the owner of the distillery, nephew of Felipe and Carlos Camarena, G4 and Tapatio and Otosoro. And fantastically made tequila at an unbelievable price. And I really say it's an unbelievable price. Roller mill to own extraction, wood fermentation, stainless steel fermentation, twice distilled in copper, and a bottle that's hitting the market somewhere $21, $22. You can find it at Total Wine. You can find it not at the Greenwood one. Don't get all cheery.
It's all right.
You can find it at the Total Wine on Nora. Tons of liquor stores throughout the state of Indiana have picked it up. It is now the Well tequila for the livery downtown. It is the Well tequila for the Bimberg. It is the Well tequila for the Freeland. A lot of great restaurants are ditching your Mi Casas and Cuervos and some of these tequilas that aren't made in a great way that are really cheap. This is one that's made in a great way that's very inexpensive.
All right. Well, good choice, Tommy.
Yeah.
Not normally drank from a shot glass here, but we're going to do it, and you don't have to shoot it.
No.
You don't have to woohoo or rip off your top or anything.
Woohoo! Speaking of tops, I commented on your jersey here because he's wearing what appears to be a Grand Junction Brewing Company hockey jersey.
I like your top.
Right.
Your blouse is fantastic.
Will you stop? A rather unique choice of podcast wear. So you said there's a story here.
Yeah. So
or background at least.
Yeah. So last year we had a group of guys approach us looking for sponsorship for their adult, basically beer league hockey team.
Which sounds like a terrible idea. Beer league hockey team. Yes. skating is not easy, but I guess if you play hockey, skating probably is easy. But
maybe it's easier with some beers. I know I'm not
Maybe.
good at it, but I've always tried it sober. So
like beer league for bowling, beer league for golf, beer league for softball. I'm all in.
What
But
about a tequila
hockey,
league for boxing?
well, interesting idea. Sorry, continue.
So we had some guys approach us. They were looking for some sponsorships for their beer league team. We actually had a bartender on staff that was there as these guys approached him. And after the guys came, gave their pitch, left, our bartender said, "Hey, I'm in a league.
Ooh.
Don't sponsor them, sponsor us."
Nice.
None of us knew that he was in this league. So obviously we're going to take care of our bartenders. So the guys came, made the pitch, and our response was to basically sponsor a second team or a different team. And so, we got, there we go.
It's like, what are you
Needs to be in the screen.
I thought I was picking up.
My bad.
So we sponsored the team. So we got jerseys made. The team actually went undefeated in their league.
Well, it's because of the jersey.
It's got to be because of the beer and the jersey.
They did look pretty sharp out there compared to the PE looking pennies a lot of the other teams are playing. So they look good. They played good. I think I'm pretty sure they went undefeated. A lot of the bartenders, we went and cheered them on for a game. Our bartender told us the game we were going to, this was the tough team. There were teams that they weren't worried about. This was like the rivalry game. So we were there ready to cheer them on. I think they won like 11-0 or 12-0. So I don't know where the competitiveness part was. We didn't see that, but
tell me they beat the peanut butter busted knuckle people. That'd be really cool.
The one of the teams they beat was the Plastered Penguins.
Oh, that's
was another team out there.
Excellent.
So we sponsored them. We had a bartender on staff that kind of brought it to reality. And a lot of brewers have kind of their collared work shirts. Not a lot of them have a hockey jersey. So this is kind of my flashy billboard.
It's great.
So people know who I'm repping.
We're all Grand Junction out. You got the hat, got the jersey, hooked up with us up with some shirts. I love it.
And Brian's a real hat guy, just so you know. He's a big hat guy.
He is. He's a little picky about hats, though. I like the fit of hats. So
he likes the big hat too. I don't know if you've seen his big hat.
There's a company called Noggin Boss that makes these ginormous hats.
I think I've
seen inserts.
Yeah, I think I've seen those.
Yeah, I have one of those. It's one of my calling cards for my real estate videos.
It is.
Love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Where can people find you? Where's the place to go to find your beer? Are you in stores and
I know at Total Wine.
Restaurants, everything?
We are currently in Total Wine. I will share that one of the decisions we've made moving forward, we are working on scaling back distro for 2026. We have realized we've kind of stretched ourselves a little thin in the distro market, kind of chasing that, shelf space, get in front of people. The Greenwood Total Wine, we're 40, 45 minutes, 50 minutes away from the tap room. So having some difficult conversations there. It's nice
Are you telling me that my Greenwood Total Wine is not going to carry your beer? Do I have to come up to the Westfield and
No, here's what you do. Here's the most important thing in selling tequila and beer and liquor. I've learned this from doing the tequila world. You can put it on the shelf, but it's liquor to lips. So why don't you donate some of your time there at Total Wine and do some samples and get liquor to lips so people turn around and buy this versus something else and make them go, holy cow, we're selling so much at the Greenwood Total Wine. We have to keep it there.
Oh,
I'd be in. I'm in if you're in.
Is that not true though?
I do work there part-time actually.
Liquor to lips is the hardest thing, right?
It is. Yeah, that does kind of align with, what we're, trying to put into play moving forward is, it's one thing to get in all the liquor stores. I lived in Columbus the last year and a half, so I would kind of monitor Greenwood on my way home. A little bit, yeah. I recently made the move to Whitestown, so happy to be
along with everybody else.
Yes,
that place is crazy going.
We've learned that very quickly. But I would keep an eye on the Greenwood, and I can tell you on more than one occasion, I would poke in, drop a case off they'd buy, or just make sure that the cans look good on the shelves. And there were 2 or 3 times I would not buy a GJ product, but I'd buy a bottle of something else, get in line, I'm checking it out, and the person behind me would have a 4-pack of Squirrel Stampede. And so, of course, you're in that position of like, hey, I've heard that beer's pretty good. And they're like, oh, I've never heard of it. And I'm like, that checks out. And so, you play that dumb conversation with them. It's like, oh, by the way, like, that's my beer. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Who are you guys? I've never heard of you. So there's that moment of beer to lips. You want people to try it somewhere in like Greenwood. We don't get down there enough. So it's hard to capitalize on that. If we could, we 100% would. So we're going to try to do some of those starting with Westfield, starting with Carmel, starting with Fishers, Hamilton County.
You might have a beer representative to help you in the Greenwood area.
Maybe
I mean, he's got this shirt already.
I got the gear.
I mean, if he had a hat, I mean, you may have him for life.
I'll say, have your people talk to my people, and we'll set something up.
He is
You
his
got it.
people.
This is it. This is the people. One of the things, and I said I do work part-time at Total Wine in Greenwood. I'm a seasonal cashier right now. So I see a lot of things pass through the cashier register, right? Labels to me, and as someone who walks down the beer aisle, I'll go down the aisle of single beers, and obviously I'm drawn to beer cans that stand out, cool logos, cool images, things like that.
Yeah.
And then I'll look at, all right, what's in this?
Right.
So this is going to sound wrong. Your cans are very unique.
He digs your can, man.
I dig your cans. So how do you, who does the artistry for your cans? Because it's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the labels that have been our core products, Squirrel, Pride, Dancer, those labels have been at GJ longer than I have. So I know that the ownership who launched GJ, they've got a graphic designer actually down in Bloomington that they work with to design a lot of our core products or our core labels. Our label for pumpkin, we've got a label for Corrupted Nature, which is a hazy IPA. There's actually a Tarnished Hollow Brewing up in Elwood.
Okay.
Brandon Holder's the brewer, the owner, the do-it-all. He's a one-man band up there. So he actually has helped us with some designs as well. So again, one of those as we're moving forward, we're wanting to update our brand, refresh our brand a little bit. Our labels stick out. They are definitely kind of one-on-one, but they are busy. There's a lot going on. I imagine you see it a lot. There's a lot of labels that have that clean, simple. There's a lot of them kind of going minimalistic, that
I can see that.
So it's one of those things where do we go that route like everyone else?
No.
Clean it up.
No, I mean, this one's amazing. This would make me go, what the heck is
beer
that?
Rep. No, because the labels, in my opinion, draw people's view and get them interested in something different, something they haven't had before.
For
so,
sure. Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. And I'm open to all feedback. We definitely don't know the right answers, but I think for one of us, I think one of the things we're identifying is we don't want to get stagnant. There's a lot of places closing that have done the same thing the same way for 10, 20, 30 years. And I think we're at that point in the road where it's time to freshen things up, try something different, maybe not a full rebrand, but what can we do to take the same label, but make it shiny again?
Do test it, do like a
market testing?
Yeah, your regular label, and then put the exact same beer in another label and put it on the same shelf and see which one moves off the shelf.
We don't, but I would absolutely be fascinated. I'd love
we need to know.
I'd love to
come back and go, okay, they bought this label more, right?
Yeah,
and
two of the same beer
testing like you do on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like doing a YouTube thumbnail test. Yeah. Which never ever tells me which one was the best one.
No, it does not.
No, it's so really worthless.
Another thing I like about the beer, other than the taste, the names of the beers.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask, Dirty Dancing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get away with calling a beer Dirty Dancing? I feel like there's a little bit of copyright infringement there. So how's that work?
Yeah. So from that part, I kind of abide by the don't ask, don't tell.
Yes. Okay. I think Kevin said the same thing.
It does not say featuring Patrick Swayze.
It does not. It does not.
The story that I was given, and I feel like this exact story is one of those where somebody's great grandfather told their grandfather, and it kind of it's that game of telephone. The story I was told was My Dirty Dancer was designed as a clone for PBR. So there was a brewer years ago that wasn't a craft beer drinker. And so he would bring in PBR to drink with everyone else who was drinking the craft beer. And he was an assistant brewer. So the brewer said, if I make something like your PBR, will you stop bringing that in? He said, sure. So that was where the start of Dirty Dancer started. The namesake comes from the fact that Patrick Swayze did one commercial under the character of My Dirty Dancing, and it was a PBR commercial. So those are the dots connected. Was there was a PBR commercial associated with the Dirty Dancing characters.
So is that a big seller like at PTs or? I still want to know the name of because we drive by it.
It's right by absolutely. It's right there.
There's Brad's Gold Club. I think
that still exists.
I don't know any others.
That's
Is that like a big? Yeah, it should be a big seller there.
It's a big seller because it is our American lager. It's the beer when people come in that say, I don't drink craft beer. What's the closest thing to a Bud Light, a Michelob Ultra?
Get you a stripper beer.
Absolutely.
And I know Sun King has the outfield beer that they partner with Victory Field to do.
Yeah.
Obviously, Seventh Inning Stretch would be a great one at Victory Field. I don't know if that's even an option since Sun King's already in there, but
there's probably a contractual agreement.
I would imagine.
Yeah, there's some legalities there.
Need an RFP to come out.
It's only a matter of time before Fishers has their own minor league team. They seem to be getting all the other.
They got
sports,
everything else there.
You need to come up with an arena football beer because that's up in Fishers or Noblesville.
What would we call that? Almost as good as regular
I don't know.
beer?
I don't even know. I don't know what the name of
Did
the
you hear
team.
that?
I did. So it's the
Freight.
Yes, thank you. There you go.
So so the teams that are
Freight.
they're playing at the new Civic Center. I believe the brewery's there in Fisher. It's either King Jug. There's 4 Day Ray. I think it's King Jug. It actually got in on the branding.
Man,
so there is a freight beer.
What about the Ants or whatever they're called up in Noblesville?
No, it's the Boom.
Yeah, they're
Weren't they
Noblesville
originally
Boom.
the Ants?
They were
the Mad Ants.
The Mad
or
Ants.
something. Yeah, it's not
You
so
got
much
the
better than
Noblesville
the
Boom.
Boom.
You got the Indy Ignite volleyball team.
There's the volleyball team. I don't know if that's been.
You need to get on that.
You should get the yeast.
We're
infection
idea. We're idea guys here.
I love it. We're with our think tanking.
No, I did not. Probably something inappropriate.
The yeast infection.
You're dead.
You have to cut that out.
Oh, okay. What else you got for Tommy?
What'd you think of that Zumbador?
That was fantastic. I'm fascinated by the price points you're sharing. Again, I am new to the tequila world, so if you seeing your collection, if you were to tell me you're going to offer me good tequila, my head's going to come up with this price point of good tequila is going to be 60, 80, 100. You could tell me a number, I'd believe you. To tell me something that tastes like this is in the $20 range.
Think about it in the beer world, right? Good beer isn't necessarily super expensive, right?
It doesn't have to be, but sometimes it is.
But when you get something that's really, really expensive, a lot of times, is it really that much better than the beer that's cheap, right? It's usually some marketing thing. Somebody told me about a beer that it's like comes out once a year, Dragon's Milk or something. Is that?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I'm trying to think of where that's from.
And it's like really hard to get, and people pay like way over retail.
Yeah, is it one of the Three Floyds products? I know they do a lot of. I think it's at Three Floyds.
And then people go pay this, $50 a can or something, and then you go, okay, well, because there's a lot of hype behind it, it's expensive. But is it really that much better than a beer that you get for $6?
Yeah, right? It's one of those beers you crack it open. If I was to get a beer like that, I would wait for a moment like this. I'm not going to drink that whole thing myself. If I get a hold of it, I'm going to wait till it's a group of people because, a lot of times you're talking those 12, 13, 15% beers. They might be good, but, I would rather share that opportunity with friends, colleagues. I don't want to sit in my place by myself and drink that.
Oh, there's lazy boy watching FBI.
That's not what those beers are for. Yeah.
But then when you do drink it, everybody's like, oh, that's pretty good. No one there goes, oh, this is worth $100.
Right.
Or you get that one friend who's like, this sucks, and then they pour it out. Like, no.
Right. Yeah.
That happens in all of them. I mean, I've seen people not like Pappy, right?
Crazy.
So when you think about the price point, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be great.
That's a good point.
And that's tequila's in that same world. I believe everything is that way.
Yeah.
Except for in cars. Like cheap cars are cheap cars.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
Right? I mean, no one's ever gotten a Metro and went, right, this is as good as a G-Wagon.
Yeah,
G-Wagon was overpriced.
My wife drove a Yugo for years.
That's a Yugoslavian car.
That was her first car.
Wow.
She loves to tell those stories.
Does she still drive a Yugo?
She does not.
What's she driving now,
makes a little more money. She drives a Buick Encore.
A Buick Encore.
Yeah.
That's not your grandfather's car.
It was not.
Yeah.
No.
That's fantastic. You're driving around in a
Tesla.
How much gas did it cost today?
$0.
That's right. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. It's great. I actually went into a gas station today because I always go there for soda because I'm addicted. Anyway, all of the gas pumps had yellow tags on them and they were out of gas, but the convenience store was open. So I was like, well, I guess I'm pulling up to the gas pump with my Tesla.
Okay, so
that's a little weird.
You're just rubbing it in.
I really am.
I'm going to give you an angry point.
Oh,
I don't bitch about a lot.
Okay.
Today I'm going to. I left to go to a meeting on Monday and it was cold.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Right.
I pull up to a gas station because my car doesn't have, it has electric motor in it, but it doesn't run
Sure.
with gas
Doesn't need
motor.
gas.
So I go, I pay with my card. It says I picked the thing. I put the pump in. I picked the
Oh,
gas.
good Lord, get to it.
No gas comes out.
Oh, sad.
And I'm on the phone having a business conversation, just trying to get gas. So I put the pump thing back in. I do it all over again. Now I finish my phone call. No gas comes out. I walk inside. None of the Speedway people are behind the counter. They're all like playing hopscotch or screwing around with people. They're not doing anything business related.
All
and
right.
I said, I'm on pump 14. And she said, that's pump 4. And I said, okay, well, there's a 1 in front of the 4. She said, that pump doesn't work. Why does it have a bag on it? Because it's too cold to go out there and shut the pump off.
Huh.
I'll transfer you to pump 12. I said, is that the one with the 1 and the 2?
Oh, man.
Just cancel my card and I'll do you a favor. I'll lay the handle of the pump out in the middle of the parking lot when I pull out so nobody knows to use it. And I drove to the pilot and I actually pulled up, got out, laid the pump all the way out into the road and drove away. Lazy people suck.
Well, I'm glad you're not bitching at me.
No, you're not a lazy
I thought
person.
this was somehow going to relate to me and gas and not gas.
No, getting gas in that just really raised the fur on the
I
back of my
understand.
neck. I was, it's too cold to go.
Yeah, if it wasn't so damn cold, that might not have been so aggravating. But I
No.
can see where that is.
No, if it would have been too hot to go out there, it's too hot for me to do my job. You next time a buyer calls and they want to see a house and you go, oh, it's too cold to show you that house.
Yep.
Loser. Boom.
Let me know how that goes.
No, it's too cold to make beer today.
Right.
Yeah, no, you're going to work. Come on, people, go to work.
Welcome to Brad's therapy session.
Sorry about that. I feel better now that I've drank all my Zumbador.
Yeah. All right. So I guess future of Grand Junction, you said you're maybe scaling back a little bit on distribution. Any new, I don't know, flavors? What to expect going forward?
Yeah, so we just came out with some seasonal beers.
What is a winter seasonal like?
So
obviously pumpkin season just passed. So
we're kind of getting past pumpkin. We're getting past Oktoberfest, Marzen season. For us, not necessarily seasonal not necessarily targeted for the winter.
Okay.
It's just the timing of it. We've got fresh oatmeal stout coming out. That's our imperfect backside. I've come out with a
imperfect backside.
in my notes. It says pause for
Oh,
audience
I think
reaction.
that's why I would have
God.
called the girl that worked at the Speedway.
I think Brad may need to pose for the cover image for that one.
We as we freshen that brand up, we'll do a call out for
That's
some
great.
some models.
Some imperfect
Gosh, I would
backsides.
love to be on that can.
That's great.
The namesake for that one comes from the first fermenter that Grand Junction purchased. They were wheeling it into the tap room and it fell off the dolly onto the concrete, and so there's a giant dent in the side of one of our fermenters.
Okay.
GJ fermenter number 1 has a big old dent on the side where they dropped it.
And that's the
bring it in.
imperfect backside.
And that is
Excellent.
Completely different than what I was thinking.
That's all right.
it can be what you like it to be.
I got
Yeah.
a really good picture in my head.
So we got some oatmeal stouts. I released. We've got a dark lager. So think of like the Pilsner, that 4% light, crushable, approachable lager. It's a very similar beer with darker malts. So you get that dark flavor, still at 4%. Approachable, fun, easy, but it kind of satisfies that dark beer drinker. That's what we kind of look at for the winter season, is people looking for stouts and porters and beers like that. But for us, we've got the stouts and porters, but they're not our top sellers.
Okay.
So getting a little creative with this dark lager. It's the second time we've had it released. Getting some positive feedback there. So that'll be our dark beer for the winter.
One of my favorite beers that I noticed you didn't bring today, the 1520 Hefeweizen.
That was the one I didn't grab.
Man, and
You love yourself a Hefeweizen.
It's a very cool label with Shakespeare on it.
Yeah.
I like Hefeweizen. I don't know what the hell's in it. So could you give me a little lesson on what makes a Hefeweizen beer?
Yeah. So Hefeweizen's a German wheat. So one of its main components, besides your pale 2-row barley, is your wheated adjunct. The Hefeweizen flavor comes from a specific strain of yeast. So there is a specific Hefe yeast that provides those esters and phenols of banana and clove. A lot of times it's fun to hear how people interpret those. For me, I taste like pink bubblegum is what a Hefeweizen tastes like.
Okay.
We get people that call it circus peanuts.
I want to know what your flavor profile is.
Oh Lord, I don't even know. And one of the things that usually stands out to me when I have read about Hefeweizen is banana.
Mhm.
And to me, banana is such an overwhelming flavor in things that I don't like banana flavored stuff, because we refer at our house to banana as being a flavor bully. If you put banana into a fruit salad, forget it. Everything tastes like banana.
Sure, absolutely.
I never noticed banana in Hefeweizens,
Yeah.
which is a good thing because I probably wouldn't like it, to be honest. So yeah,
I say that with banana peppers.
okay.
They'll ruin a pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you can taste.
Yeah.
See, that's wild, because the only time I eat banana peppers are on pizza. I won't eat them on anything
So
else.
you don't need anything else on your pizza, just so you know.
That's correct. Cheese and banana peppers, you guys. It
No.
doesn't matter. Save the money on the other toppings. Okay, so a banana flavor-ish sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's a flavor note that comes from the specific yeast that goes into that beer.
Okay.
So a lot of the unique characteristics of a Hefeweizen are all from the yeast. There are no bananas added. There are no
Okay.
cloves added. It is a flavor.
No banana Laffy Taffies are added.
No Laffy Taffies, no circus peanuts,
All right.
no bubble gum added.
I'm gonna try and pay attention to potentially the pink bubblegum flavor you're calling out next time.
I would love to do a show, not on this one, because the 10 people that watch this would never watch what I want to do.
Hello to the 10 people watching.
Yeah. Cheers, Fred. To talk about how the different yeast cause different flavors and what those yeast strains are and how each of those yeast strains are developed, and then what the difference is between utilizing a true wild yeast where you put nothing in it. I would love to have that mad scientist talk, because tequila's, the yeast is kind of where the magic is, fermentation. But that's so interesting to me. And you go, okay, this yeast makes it taste like bananas, but no, it's not even yeast that came from bananas. It's just a yeast that makes it taste like bananas. That
sounds
bananas.
to me like a Tasting Tequila with Brad episode.
People dig it. Yeah.
I would say the mad scientist you're referring to, you've actually had him on the show already, because that's a Kevin Smolder conversation.
It is.
He could give you, he would give you more than you.
We've also had TJ from
TJ
Husa
Marsh
Vodka.
from Husa Vodka.
Oh yeah.
That dude knew his flavoring. Oh my gosh, that guy knew a lot. He's a chemistry nerd.
Very cool.
And you've talked to Sergio Cruz on the phone, which is a mad scientist, but he speaks no English.
No, he's getting better.
He is, yeah. I get messages once a week from him. The last one was Brad, to tell you English. Complicado.
It is.
CC.
Hardest language to learn. All right. So if we were to go to Westfield and find Grand Junction Brewing, where-ish in Westfield do we go?
Yeah.
And I can obviously Google map it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not fun. We're located on 181st Street. So if you're coming to Westfield from downtown Indy, coming up US 31, if you get off at 32, if you look for Westfield High School is what I tell folks.
Okay.
If you know where their giant football complex is,
I do.
we are right there underneath 31. So
Okay.
if
Look for Westfield Yamaha.
Yes, we are literally right across the street from them. We're on the other side of 31 from the high school. But if you pass the high school, you've gone too far.
All right.
Westfield Power Sports, right?
I believe so.
KTM and
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yamaha right across the street.
Not far from Chatham Hills, if I'm
I
not
know the
mistaken.
order.
Not too far.
If
No,
you get to
they're-
Chatham Hills, you've gone too far.
Yeah, true.
Turn around at 238 and come on back.
we're the brewery that's connected to the church. So a lot of people
Perfect.
look. Our sign says, I believe it's Inspired Church Brewery is what the sign says. So there's an image of that sign that usually trends on social media every year or two. Somebody from out of town, out of state will take a picture, post it on Twitter, 10,000 likes and retweets of it.
You took over the most famous Highway 31 sign, which is at Tipton, and it was a gas station and a restaurant called Shirley's. Eat here and get gas.
Okay.
That was on their sign for many, many years. It used to be on the David Letterman show and Jay Leno show all the time, because people would take pictures of Shirley's, eat here and get gas, and then they tore it down to build the circle there.
Gotcha.
So now you are the
We're the new
The
trending sign.
Quintessential. So website, where can people find you online?
Yeah, website's gjbrew.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're dabbling in TikTok. We haven't quite figured that out yet.
No one has.
It's
Just
a tough one.
just
None of
quit
us are
doing it.
confident
I'm
to
not
really
sure it's
do
worth
that.
it.
If we could get everybody to quit TikTok, it would go away.
True.
Yeah.
I've had the most growth on TikTok in the last like 2 months. It's bizarre.
I've none.
Yeah,
My
but-
TikTok is like nothing. My YouTube is where my growth is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The last head brewer I worked for before he stepped away and I was promoted. Him and I dabbled in some of the silly, dorky, dumb TikTok. There's some good ones out there. We tried. We ran out of material. Yeah, we were trying to be hip with the kids, 6, 7 or something.
kids.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't ever do that again.
Let's get
We
this
were-
13-year-old to dig it. He can't even come here and drink the beer.
Right.
I shouldn't be on TikTok.
So we tried. We had a couple that, from my opinion, there were a couple I think that went well. There were some that was like, I can't believe we're doing this. It goes back to my story of like, I can't believe I'm a brewer. Well, what'd you do at work today? Well, I took my shirt off and shot a TikTok. It's like there's just layers to my life of like what am I doing? How did I get here?
Just meet every realtor. Like every realtor. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm dancing in a video.
I
this
literally
afternoon.
just said we had a team meeting this week on Zoom, and I said I actually feel right now my job is more of a social media creator than a realtor.
Yeah.
Because every day I'm trying to come up with some sort of social media to put out. It's it's a job.
Just follow that Tampa lady. She's got some good stuff.
There you go.
Tampa Bree.
Boring and funny. All right, dude. Well, Tommy, thanks for
All right.
coming out here today.
Yeah.
Thanks for the beer. Thanks for the shirts.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. It's been awesome. Appreciate you guys.
Well, glad you liked
Glad
it.
you're here. Thanks for the shirts. Thanks for the beer. And thanks for the company and the hospitality here.
Yeah.
It was
Thanks for the
absolutely.
tequila.
No
Appreciate it.
worries.
And I'm definitely gonna make my way up to Grand Junction. Need to go visit. So
Look forward
to
to it.
all of you who stayed with us, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Indiana Success Happy Hour. Cheers.
It's Brian and Brad, grab your seat. Real talk served with a boozy beat. Tune in, don't even blink, 'cause real estate makes us drink.